All right, bruh fans, I have about 4 videos to do about bruh, and it's Wednesday, so you're getting these videos before the next episode comes out. If I'm not mistaken, that will be episode 6. Episode 6. But this is another, I'm not really overthinking it, but at the same time, to me, this is a fun potential Easter egg. Once again, possibly confirming somewhat of a connection between bruh and sisters. And if you looked at episode 4 on my own, we see John doing business with a man named Freddy, who was the former owner of Level 28. Telling John that, hey, this place used to bring in like 100 grand a night, or something along those lines. Or was it 100 grand a weekend? But or was it a night? Either way, it was a lot of money anytime they were open, based on the business flow they had coming in and coming out. And he said, hey, yeah, I've gotten too old to run this place by myself. That's why I'm selling it. And he got 300K from John. Now, the reason I'm thinking this is a potential Easter egg or yet another connection between bruh and sisters, because we saw Andy in episode 2, Andrea Barnes. So we know that her character is in continuity of bruh. I'm thinking it is possible. What if Freddy, the former owner of Level 28, was also owner of Freddy D's Pub on Sisters, the hangout spot for the girls in multiple episodes. In that series, we learned towards the end, I believe it was in episode 24, a bad feeling, when Sabrina attacked Alonzo and caused that big fight and then got kicked out with Danny and Preston. We find out Alonzo is the owner of Freddy D's. And you're probably wondering, well, Jeremy, if they already confirmed in Sisters that Alonzo owns Freddy D's, why are you saying Freddy from bruh could potentially own that club or that pub as well? Hear me out. I'm thinking in his younger days, Freddy owned both Level 28 and Freddy D's. First of all, Freddy D's Pub, don't you think a dude named Freddy would possibly have a pub, that named after himself? I'm thinking that maybe Freddy owned both clubs. They're bringing in a lot of money back in the day. And I think as he got older, he's like, you know what? I don't think I can handle 2 clubs myself. So Alonzo, being a former athlete himself, I believe basketball player was what they stated in Sisters, having the money, I think maybe, being a former player, he decided to venture out into other businesses instead of just focusing on sports. So he kind of fell back on buying another establishment, hence why maybe Freddy sold Freddy D's Pub to Alonzo to keep it up and running. And that place on Sisters looks like it has a consistent amount of traffic each night. I'm thinking maybe he felt the same when he sold Level 28. It's like, you know what, now I've really gotten older. I can't handle even one establishment, but at the same time, it brought in a lot of business, so I'm going to sell it to someone else. So, it's possible Alonzo bought Freddy D's Pub for 300K as well. I'm not 100% sure because, again, we don't have the numbers on that. All I can say is it's likely he would sell both establishments for around the same price. So, heck, with Alonzo being a former star athlete, he probably paid more than 300K just because maybe him and Freddy knew each other. I feel like Freddy probably knew of Alonzo. Alonzo, what if he's from Atlanta? And maybe he grew up, going to Freddy D's and whatnot in Level 28. And then he came back like, you know what, let me buy one of these spots, keep it going. So that's possibly what happened. So again, not a brain busting theory video, but I think it is plausible. What if Freddy from bruh was the former owner of both Level 28 and Freddy D's Pub? Both establishments now owned, one by Alonzo, one by John. Who's to say Alonzo won't make a cameo in bruh when Level 28 is up and running? Maybe he wants to take a look at the competition. What if him and John kind of get into something, not necessarily fisticuffs, but it's like, okay, well, let's see what establishment can make the most money. Did Freddy make the right choice with selling the joint to you like he sold Freddy D's Pub to me? I think that could be very cool. You never know. Heck, we might get some cameos. What if Danny from Sisters pops up in Level 28 acting a fool? When John gets it up and running. What if Zach shows up? Or you just never know. Tyler Perry could do a lot if indeed well, I mean, even if these places weren't both owned by Freddy, then I don't see why characters from other shows couldn't pop up in level 28 once John gets it up and running. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. And if you'd like to join my Patreon for content I don't post here on YouTube, feel free to do so for as little as $1 a month. Or you can donate either on Cash App or PayPal. Not mandatory, but you watching this video helps me out in more ways than you can imagine. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next video.